I'd like to start off by asking how many of you have a fear of public speaking? Show of hands, please. Good, me too. As far as the natural qualities go that I have, I believe that I am habitually quirky. I have a quirky side that I do love to share. I am most passionate about art, music, movies, and of course random pop culture references. And I'm all out of bubblegum. See, that guy right there, he got that joke, and that makes me happy. I would say that my presentation style is lacking at this time. I don't really know what style works best for me, and I'm kind of hoping to discover that in this class. With this particular lesson, the question was posed, what does it mean to resonate, as according to Nancy Duarte's Resonate reading book. And to me, to resonate simply means to get your message out in a way that will be remembered. And for me, that's kind of like, you know the hook from your favorite song, the one that you're always annoyingly trying to hum to your friends to make sure that they know what you're talking about? That to me is what it means to resonate. In the past, I'd say that communicating with other people for me has always been kind of hard. I have a tendency to come off as sounding a bit clinical, pretty much just really boring, and I'm really hoping to change that with this class. The way that I'm trying to go about that, of course, is that I do plan to read every single little tidbit that we get, every story, every article that I can possibly get my hands on, watch every single video and try to digest it and kind of consume that so that I can kind of run into this with a more natural approach. And that's pretty much the only way that I can say it. Taking that information and trying to assimilate it into my presentations. One of my absolute favorite communicators it would have to be Mr. Tom Waits. If you're not familiar with Tom, he's a completely awesome musician, storyteller, phenomenal artist. But the reason that he resonates so much with me is that at his live shows, he'll tend to go into his creative process and kind of tell you about where the songs came from and how they were recorded and the ways that he pretty much gave birth to that music. And he tells those in a series of stories and little anecdotes. And through that, you really connect with those stories and the way that he tells those. It's almost like you actually feel like you were there, like you're absolutely seeing it all happen as he's telling the story, and it really makes you feel like part of the story. So it's in no way selfish or grandiose or anything like that at all. You really feel connected with what's going on. And that brings me to the selfish approach. Now, the selfish approach to presenting, if I could speak clearly, is all about, for me anyway, it's all about that me, mine, now. And that ends up to where the presentation is absolutely all about the presenter, and the audience is sitting there being completely left out. I mean, your audience is sitting there looking at each other going, well, what about me? How does this have any reference to me and what's going on in my life? And for me this month, I'm really going to try to do my best to make my presentations all about my audience. I'm going to try to build connections through stories, through references that they can relate to. For me, and especially within the reading that we've done, it is really crucially important to know your audience. And that's what I'm really going to try to play to this month. As far as the presentation stool goes, I think my strengths really lie within the visual presentation. I think with my passion for art, I think I can come up with some really interesting and eye-catching slides that would help drive my points home, using that visual representation through art to really drive those points, to make a bold statement to help my audience connect with the message that I'm trying to convey. I think that my weak points in that area along the stool would definitely have to be my delivery. I've never really been good at giving speeches, and I think that in the past I've tended to come off sounding a bit forced or stuffy at times, kind of like I'm reading from a script or like I've got it all written out on cue cards and haven't really memorized or haven't memorized or anything like that. It doesn't really sound extemporaneous at all, if that's the correct word that I'm trying to use here. With all that being said, I am still extremely excited to be in this class, although I am also utterly terrified for what's in store this month. But, like with any journey, it all starts with a single footstep. So I'd like to say thank you very much for watching my presentation today, and I hope you have a great evening.